Paperback
Hi, I'm Caryn Day-Suarez, President of POW, and welcome to the POW Show. Yay! We're here today filming at the Prime Osborne at Much Ado About Books, and we're really thrilled to be here today. We're just traveling all over the world, the globe, filming the show. We're here today with POW team member and editor and writer and speaker, Lynn Maria Thompson. Good morning, darling. How are you?
Well, good morning. It's great to be here.
Glad to have you here today. Lynn's also here to help us woman the POW table.
Ah, yes.
At our Much Ado event, and of course our producer Marv is here, and Mark's here also, so we're thrilled to have our staff here with us today on the show. But we're here to talk about Lynn right now. Lynn, tell us a little bit about some of the things you do.
Well, I am the owner and president of Thompson Writing and Editing, and in that capacity I have ghostwritten 2 books, one of which I have here that is Just a Dumb Kid from Nowhere, and that one is just selling great guns. It's really an interesting story about my client's childhood in rural Mississippi during the Great Depression. So he's really selling a lot of them, and it's doing quite well. I also do marketing and communications writing. I do quite a bit of that, and I'm just starting to get into some of the new media on that, which is pretty exciting. All the social networking and article marketing and teleseminars, there's just so many new things happening. That's very exciting. And I edit manuscripts for other authors. I'm also editing a magazine for one client this year. And I'm also writing a series of ebooks, which is what I'm most excited about, because that is my own writing that I'm doing. That's not on behalf of somebody else. I'm doing that myself. So that's kind of neat.
And that's the hip and happening thing right now. That's where everything's going.
Right.
What made you want to write that?
Well, I called this a professional writer's ladder to success, because what happened is when I got out of college, I started my career as a corporate slave, like most everybody does. And a little business degree in hand, I headed off to the corporate world. And after 23 years of that, I got downsized twice within 3 months. And I took a look around at what was out there, and I knew that my future was probably not in another big corporation. I needed to look at something else. I wanted to run my own business, but I didn't know anything about it. There were a lot of good books on the market, but very few that addressed the writing profession specifically, and I needed information that was not available in these other business books. So I had to learn a lot of this myself. I found a lot of other people were also choosing this same path after having been in the corporate world and being downsized. They were becoming entrepreneurs also, and I thought there's probably a need for other people to have the same information that I have. So I started writing these books that are my experiences coupled with the opinions of experts in this field, and so I have a lot of other people's opinions in there, and it's a lot of good information.
Very cool. Well, what made you decide to write an ebook instead of a regular printed book?
Well, several reasons. The first thing is, with an ebook, I can publish those myself. I can produce them. It's a lot faster, it's a lot cheaper, it's a lot better, and there's also the fast food mentality that we have in our society. People want something, they want it now. So when they buy an ebook, they can download it immediately. They don't have to wait for it to come in the mail, and that was another big advantage of the ebooks. And I can also write them as shorter books. Each of these books is less than 100 pages, so people can digest the information very easily. It's not really too much at a time, and they're spaced out if they subscribe to the series so that they're not getting overloaded with a lot of information. I also like to distribute the worksheets that are in them. Each book has worksheets at the end of it, and by doing the ebooks, I can distribute those as Excel spreadsheets for people, so it makes it a lot easier.
Cool. And why are you releasing them like in a series instead of just one big fat book?
Right. Doing them as a series allows me to get into more in-depth information than I could if everything were in one book. I would only have maybe one chapter to devote to each section, to each item, and so this way I can take a whole book to get to that, and I can go into a lot more depth than I had if I were doing it as one book. And they're also in a progression. The first book leads to the second, which leads to the third, and this way it's just like climbing a ladder. Each one builds on what you do in the one before.
Very cool. Well, can you tell us a little bit about some of the actual books in the series?
Sure. The very first one is called Planning for Self-Employment, and it's good for somebody who is maybe going through a career change in the middle of their life or something, and they're not sure what they want to do, and this helps them to explore their preferences and their talents and see if there's a match for them with being self-employed. The second book takes them through learning about the writing industry, so they can try and match up what they found in the first book with whether or not they really want to be a writer.
Very cool. Well, tell us a little bit about your marketing and a professional writer's ladder to success. What you got
Okay,
planned?
well, there's 40 books in the series.
Wow.
That's a lot of books, yeah.
That's a lot of books.
I've released up through number 8 right now, but I'm continuing to release them. People can either subscribe to the entire series, or they can only buy individual titles if they only need help in a specific area of their business. Like maybe they want to build a virtual team and they need to know how to do that, or maybe they need help with finances or something, so that they can do that. And there are also group packages of them that I have that people can buy.
Very cool. Well, what's next for you after writing this big ebook series?
Well, I'm continuing to do these. This is going to keep me busy for a while. 40 books is a lot. I'm also working with a lot of clients now. I'm still doing my ghostwriting, and I'm editing some manuscripts for some writers. And I am also going to start working on a series of books for a client that I can't really talk about now, but you'll be hearing more about that later in the year.
Well, that's very cool. We're so excited. And of course, where can people buy these wonderful ebooks?
They can only buy them at shoppow.com. That is where they are available. If you go to the ebook section in there, they are in there. And there is also a page on my website, thompsonwriting.com, where people can go and learn about them, and then they can link directly to the POW site to buy them. If I'm speaking somewhere now, they are also available on a CD. There are a few of those that I have showing here that people can buy them there on a CD, and it's exactly the same thing you'd get if you downloaded them.
Well, very cool. Well, we're so excited for you.
Well,
and
thanks.
I'm so grateful to have you here today.
It's
and
great
it's one
to
of
be
our
here.
inaugural members of POW.
Yes.
Her and Marva.
A charter member.
The charter member, the original, one of the big three here. Well, Lynn, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Sure,
and
thanks.
again, tell them one more time where they can get a hold of you if somebody has writing,
ThompsonWriting.com, www.thompsonwriting.com.
Okay, you can also get her at lynn@pow100.com. You can visit her on our POW team page and also on our member page.
Right.
Thank you, darling, for being with us at Much Ado today and all your help. And we're looking forward to having a great time here.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time on the POW Show.